Hi. So I've actually made a few more voice memos of me, kind of spitballing a little bit of music ideas, and some of them are a little on the sexual side. Some are, just kind of like what I've been feeling over the last couple of days. Let me switch arms because I did work out and it hurts. Um, and then there's like a few more ideas that I kind of jotted down. I'll actually jot ideas down in my phone or on like a napkin or like a random piece of paper or a sticky note. If I'm either like at work and like I don't have time to actually pull out my phone, like I will use whatever I can get my hands on, right? And that's like something that I feel like a lot of artists should do is like no matter where you're at, always try to find time to jot down your like musical ideas. Even if it's like a melody or a quick little jingle or even just a title. I used to during my like I guess you could say like my downtime at work, I would come up with like 100 titles off the fly, like just random. And unfortunately, I lost the paper where I wrote down literally 113 titles. And I'm like so sad by it because some of them were actually like really interesting ideas. And I know like where my mind is now, I could literally look at every single one of those and come up with like a cool story, or like even visuals. I love capturing visuals. Like in my phone, I'd taken this photo of the mountains, but I didn't realize it was in portrait mode, and so it blurred certain elements. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Like that would be a cool like album cover or like a single cover or even just like a lyric visual effects. Like it would have been really cool. But unfortunately, I um I don't always like notice when I have like a cool opportunity or a moment to like capture a really cool visual. So I was like kind of shocked and elated that I actually got that by mistake. But yeah, I'm still kind of trying to like rack my brain a little bit to see where I possibly put those 100 song titles because like literally I came up with those 113 songs in a matter of I want to say like 5 minutes because I just one idea after another and I just kept spitballing and I was just like this is like fun like and that's kind of like what really started me just like coming up with the random titles. Like I was sitting on a shuttle like 3 months ago, and I literally like on the way to our destination I was just on my phone just typing away more titles. Now those notes ended up getting deleted, so unfortunately I don't have those anymore either, but I can literally just come up with like titles on the fly. Like, and the thing is, the more you do it, the better your titles get. And that's like something that I've been also working on lyric wise is like the more I write, the better and stronger the my lyrics get, right? The only thing is I'm trying to apply a few things that I read in writing better lyrics, and that oh sorry, and that has to hold on, let me check something. Is it still recording? Yeah, okay. And that has everything to do with I know I should use my tripod, but like honestly I don't feel like setting it up. It's somewhere over there or whatever. And my bed's a little messy and chaotic right now because, I'd be taking naps and I'd just be rolling around in the covers. Um but like I yeah, I was like looking at that and it was like talking about metaphors and how to basically come up with like clever metaphors and metaphors that are just like not like your typical metaphors. And Um, I don't know. I'm still kind of like trying to rack my brain on that as well. Um, but practice is like the key. The more you do something, the more, it comes together. And then I was like on TikTok and I just kept seeing like a bunch of, songwriting tips and tricks, and um, same thing that went for singing. So I was like, you know what? This is a sign. And it's so funny because I did not look up any of that on TikTok, nor did I wasn't following these two pages at the time, but once they kept coming up, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna just hit that follow. And I've been saving all of it and like basically taking notes. And there's two writing prompts that I actually saved that I want to do. Um, don't ask me what they are. I don't remember, but I do have them saved. Um, and I was like, you know what? I should do that. I should literally do a writing prompt every single day, at least 2 to 3 times a day, and go from there. And then on top of that, this book right here has like a bunch of exercises and writing prompts as well. And it literally like will help you kind of find and pinpoint where a lot of songwriters make mistakes when it comes to the verses, the chorus, the bridge, the hooks, melodies, all that. And honestly, like, it's so funny too because they were like, well, if you want the chorus to be like really impactful and memorable, make sure you put the hook at the beginning of the chorus rather than toward the end. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. It's just my problem with writing choruses is like I come up with like a really good well, not like a really good hook, but I come up with a decent hook, but then I don't know how to like further progress with the chorus, so to speak, just because of the simple fact that like you want to make the chorus repetitive enough where it gets stuck, but at the same time you don't want it to be kind of like watered down and muffled. Like, okay, so this is how one of the music classes I was in, this is how they basically put it. You want the verses to start to build that tension, and then you want the chorus to release all that tension. And you don't always have to make the chorus bigger and louder and more vibrant, but in some cases it does help. And so I've been like trying to learn how to do all those different elements, and be able to switch up my style, and sometimes venture off into like new territories that I usually would never go in, right? But I'm also still trying to like figure out exactly where I would want to take my music, because sometimes I can sing where it's like it feels more soulful, and then other times I sing like where it's like more bright, right? But the thing is, I like the pop aspect, so I would like want to kind of merge the two, kind of similar to what Ariana did with her Dangerous Woman era, where she had like that soulful R&B like tonality and then mixed it with like the pop. That's kind of like what I would want. But the thing is, like, I really should look into male artists that do that, because today I came across this one artist. Well, I don't know if it's like one artist or two artists or like a group, I don't know, but I came across them on TikTok, but like it was like random too, because I like made a video and then it chose like a random song, and the group's name is Dark Dark Ruby Rose, I believe. And honestly, that's the sound that I want to capture, where it's like it's impactful, but at the same time it's like, ooh, that's like That's good. Like, and it's funny because a lot of people probably wouldn't even like their music, or it'd be like very, very subjective, where people are like, yeah, they're cool, or they think they're all that. But like, genuinely, for me, when I was listening to it, I was just having like a blast. Okay, I kept one song, Santa Don't Be Late, on repeat for, I kid you not, almost like an hour and 30 minutes. I was just like studying that song. And then I was like listening to a few Ariana Grande songs, and I was like, see, these are the type of songs that I would want to do, where it's like, it's fun, it's upbeat, and then you have some sections that are just like very sexy and just like fun with it. And then I was listening to Tate McRae's demo for Sports Car, and I was like, that's what I like. Like, I love hearing songs that like literally go mm, and just have like that grim, like dirty beat, if you will. Like, I'm still also trying to capture that essence on GarageBand or and Logic Pro, because I use both. I just use them differently sometimes. The thing is, though, I still need to like find my own sound and find what I like. And the thing is, because I have such a wide variety of music that I listen to, it kind of makes it harder for me to like, ooh, I want to stick to this. But in my heart, and it like for sure in my soul, like I want to do pop, right? But like I don't want to do like your typical bubblegum pop. I want to do like dirty pop. But the thing is, like, I don't want it to be like Y2K dirty pop. I want it to be like modern day, where like it just feels refreshing but not like nostalgic, because nostalgia is like, it's cool to a point, but at certain times I feel like just trying to recapture something that was already done, it just comes with like a lot. Like, I had to go ahead and block all the Britney Spears comparisons on my TikTok because I got so tired of seeing people being like, Tate McRae is like following and copying Britney, and so is Addison Rae, but Addison Rae is better than Tate. And it's just like, who gives a fuck? Like, I get paying homage, and I get that certain people pave the way, but it's like, if we gotta constantly bring them up in every single conversation, that doesn't do anything for anyone. Like, if anything, it makes it to where you're essentially trying to let other artists know you will never be as good. You will never get there. You will never. And then you start to deter people from wanting to do better, because it's just like, well, you're just going to keep trying to compare me to somebody who already did what they did, who already, created their own lane, might I add. Like, and this book put it perfectly in like the first chapter, that everyone is unique. No one is alike. No one has your thought process. No one has the same experience as you. And there was like another, it was like a more spiritual book that I was reading that basically said, you can have two people in the household that experience the same exact thing, but they literally, in their mind, they experience things completely different, which is why certain, like, for an example, Brandy and Ray J, both raised the same way, both in the same household, and it ended up coming out that Ray J had like kind of veered off in terms of like how problematic he ended up being. Brandy was a little more the chill one, and things like that, because people experience things differently, right? And so that's kind of like what I appreciate about this book, is like, it literally reminded me that everybody's different. You can literally have the same exact experience as someone, but you're gonna experience it differently because you're unique, because you have a different thought process. You can literally have someone say like, I think you're cute, right? And you'll be like, oh, and they think I'm cute. But then another person can get that same exact compliment, oh, I think you're cute. And then the other person will literally be like, That's it, just cute. Or I didn't like that tone, or I didn't like how they said that, or I don't like that word. So it's kind of like there's a multitude of, you know, ways that people think, um, and just overall handle things. And so I feel like just that comparison, just honestly, it just needs to stop. Um, and honestly, every time you try to compare an older artist, it's like, well, yeah, of course they paved the way, but like, do you need to bring them up in every single conversation? You can literally pay homage one time and leave it at that. You don't always constantly need to bring up, oh, so and so inspired me, so and so, so and so, so and so, because at some point you start to inspire yourself. Like, let's keep it a buck. Yes, there are a lot of people who inspired me to actually want to songwrite. But once I sat down and started writing, I was like, ooh, yo, what if I thought about like writing a song that is hinting at like being a controller and you're constantly being controlled by somebody else, the decisions that you make, um, the things that you believe to be true. Like, I can literally just look at random stuff and get like random inspiration. It doesn't always come from another artist. Like, if I were to tell you, right, that I was listening to Sports Car and I was like, ooh, I am definitely inspired by this song and this beat and everything, I can literally come up with another song that has to do with cars, but not be like at all similar to what Tate has done. But people would swear up and down that I need to constantly say like, oh yeah, I was inspired by Tate, I was inspired. Because what if I heard the song, I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I completely forgot about the song. And then one day I was just walking down the street and I saw this really cool car and I was like, what if I write a song and I like incorporate something about it being like a sleek sports car and how how it drives and all that. You're gonna be like, they're gonna be hella mad and swear up and down that, oh, Tate inspired you and you need to pay homage. But then it's like, yo, I forgot that she even had that song. And what we talk about in the song are two different things. She's talking about fucking in the sports car, and I'm talking about how it actually drives and how my relationship needs to drive like a sports car. It needs to go smooth. It needs to, like, it could be so many different things. And I know like a lot of my rambling kind of like fragmented and everything, but like, I don't know, like my brain when it comes to music is very disorganized and chaotic. And that's like another thing that this book has been helping me do, is like trying to organize my ideas and just like my overall thought process. But like, for real, I just think the whole comparing artists to each other, it's gotta stop. It has to. At some point, you can say like, oh yeah, I was inspired by so and so, but to constantly be like, yeah, so and so did this better, and it's just like, it's stupid. It really is stupid. And then the artist that literally you're comparing them to doesn't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about that artist, or they don't give a fuck about the situation, because at the end of the day, they're going through their own turmoil. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I ever became a big artist and someone was coming and trailing up behind me, I would hate for my fans to literally talk about how, oh, you're like the king of this, you're the prince of this, and so can never be you. It's like, everyone on this planet's different. Of course they can never be me, but like at the same time, you don't need to put somebody else down for them trying to create their own lane. That's fucking rude. And quite frankly, it's not appreciated over here, because at the end of the day, they're experiencing life the way that they're experiencing it, and they're trying to unpack it and, dive into what they're feeling and just overall like going about, you know, creating in a way where it's like they're having fun, and you constantly comparing them to me or another artist is like you basically discrediting them living their life. Like, I don't know. I've never really liked it. I've never really vibed with that. But truth be told, people are going to do what they want to do, say what they want to say, and act how they want to act. It doesn't even matter. But I don't know. This video was just like, it was like a random, it started in one direction, went off in another direction. And you may be thinking I have ADHD, I might. And honestly, that's fine. But I just wanted to come on here and do like a brief talk. Because, I mean, it wasn't brief. Because it's a long ass video. My arms are fucking hurting. And I almost dropped the camera. Not once, but like 3 times already. And yeah, I just wanted to like come on here and make a video. And give you a little bit of an update on the process. And during my downtime tomorrow, during my lunch break, I'm going to have this book in hand, and I'm gonna like practice some of the exercises, and then I'll probably come on camera and share them with you guys. Because another thing that I had to like get over was like somebody possibly stealing my idea. Because again, like I said, you can literally take someone's idea and then make it your own, or you can steal their exact idea, but the person you stole it from can always create a new idea that is probably going to be better or stronger than when it was stolen from them. So I need to like stop worrying about someone like trying to take my idea, because at the end of the day, my ideas are not that great. Okay. I'm definitely like a beginner at like writing music, so it's kind of like I ain't gotta worry about someone taking my ideas, because they are not great right now. And once they are great, I have a book that basically talks about all the steps you can take to protect your music before you release it, so that way it can't just be taken from you by a label or an artist with a bigger platform. So I also have a book on that too. So it's kind of like, at this point, I just need to just create. And this kind of what this video is, a messy little segment to kind of like unpack how I'm feeling and kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I also just like wanted to go ahead and continue to upload. I actually uploaded a video yesterday, but it didn't post until today, which is good because I did say I was supposed to post on certain days. So me posting it yesterday would have actually been out of my schedule. So I'm glad it didn't post until today. But I also have this one going out today. So yeah, it's just right now I'm taking it easy, and I definitely have to work through the terrible ideas, the terrible hooks, and the terrible beats that I create to get better. And so I'm finally diving into that, and it feels so good. It truly does. But hopefully I inspired you to do something, whether it's turn off the video or actually start to listen to the artist that I mentioned, or you know, start to kind of like write yourself, or just look into music production. Like, I just hope that you take away from this video that not only am I a yapper, but it's just time to just have fun in life. And just, if your heart tells you to create, just create. Don't let anything stop you. Don't think about any of the stipulations. Don't think about any of the what ifs. Just do it. Just create. Because honestly, at this point, that's all you have in life is just yourself, your imagination, and your creativity, because everything else is like constantly being taken away from people. And shit, pretty soon we probably won't even have access to the free internet. You probably have to pay a subscription to like come up on the internet and even make a video, or even watch videos. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that we still have apps that are like free, like TikTok, Instagram, X. Like, pretty soon, probably at the end of next year, they're gonna be like, well, you have to pay a $15 subscription if you want to download this app and actually post on the internet. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. You pay for streaming, so, and you already pay to read books to, enhance your intelligence. So I wouldn't be shocked if you have to pay to actually create stuff soon. Like, so honestly, just go ahead and create. Oh, let me stop ranting and raving. Ranting and rambling, not raving. Ranting. Oh my god. See, that's what happens. My brain starts to like just deflate. And then I come off as like I'm just speaking gibberish, and people are like, what? What are you talking about? What are you saying? And I'm just like, look, I had a long fucking day and a long week. Okay? And this week is only halfway through. But luckily I'm off for 2 days after tomorrow, so I don't give a fuck. Truly, don't give a fuck. No, I'm lying. But yeah, no, honestly, it's good.